Hello, I am Dr. B.V. Rao of Usha Clinic and founder of the websites qmedicaldoubts.blogspot.in and .radhavamedicaldoubts.in. In these videos, I am providing the basic knowledge about the commonly occurring diseases for the knowledge of the general people and for basic knowledge of medicals. Today, I am going to discuss about the hydatidform mole. In hydatidform mole, or vesicular mole, the chorionic villi are distended with fluid and form translucent vesicles varying in size from 2 to 25 mm or bigger. The vesicular degeneration is spread uniformly throughout the chorion, causing the obliteration of the amniotic cavity. The embryo and umbilical cord disappear. The vesicles are usually covered with blood clots and fragments of decidua. It is commonly in multipara between the ages of 30 to 40. Types of hydatidform mole. Simple benign hydatidform mole. The vesicle is about 6 mm in size, develop in the terminal branches of the chorionic villi, common in a part of the placenta, and in twins may be restricted to one embryo only. Invasive mole. Chorioadenoma destruens. In some cases, hydatidform moles erode the wall of the uterus, burrow into the myometrium, and may even burst through the uterus into the peritoneal cavity or broad ligament, leading to the internal hemorrhage. It is locally malignant but not cancer due to the absence of metastasis. The true malignant chorion epithelioma. Here all traces of villi are absent and it is diagnostic. Malignant in true sense. Changes in the ovary. It is common in hydatidform mole and chorion epithelioma that cysts are present in both ovaries. They may be 15 to 20 and the average size of 25 millimeters. These may cause a metastasis to lungs. Symptoms. It usually leads to abortion between 4 and 6 months of pregnancy. Rarely, mole may be retained in the uterus like corneous mole until the term. The most important symptoms is the vaginal bleeding in the form of irregular small hemorrhages combined with a dirty colored watery discharge. The hemorrhage usually starts during the second month of pregnancy and recurs irregularly until the time of abortion. Occasionally causes characteristic vesicles. In half of the cases, pre-eclamptic toxemia are present. Throughout the course of the pregnancy, the patient feels ill, suffers from headaches and malaise. The blood pressure raised and there is pedal edema. Urine may show albuminuria and casts may be present. Uterus is more than the size of expected size with dumpy consistent. The fetus can't be palpated and fetal heart sounds are not heard. Now X-ray reveals fetus. Thickening is absent. Ovary may be felt in Douglas pouch. One of the ovaries may undergo torsion, may be identified by ultrasound scan. Diagnosis. Diagnosis is difficult till the vesicles are discharged through the vagina. Most important is the positive pregnancy test and the absence of fetal parts in the X-ray. Ultrasound examination and palpable ovarian cyst and pouch of Douglas. Treatment. Usually the abortion is spontaneous, but to avoid severe uterine bleeding, it is necessary to perform dilatation and curettage of Under the process of evacuation assisted by oxytocin drip, usually increasing the dose 50 to 100 units per liter are used. Sometimes it is preferred to evacuate the uterus by abdominal hysterectomy. Ergotomy may be given during the operation when necessary. If the condition is perforating, hysterectomy is performed, preserving the ovaries. Though cystic, as they regress spontaneously, they are left as it is. Complications: hemorrhage, sepsis, perforation, and development of chorion epithelioma. All patients are kept under observation for at least 2 years to find the chorion epithelioma and to provide treatment. It is by pregnancy tests and monthly intervals and to take chest X-ray. That's all about the identity form mode. And in the next video, I will discuss about some